Welcome to the church in Ocean Park. We're glad you're here. I'm coming to you this week from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And so that means that I'm on the home of the Lenape people, the indigenous people of this area, hunters and fisher people. And they cultivated the area between the Delaware and the Schuylkill rivers. So, welcome to the church in Ocean Park. And today we're actually going to start off with a song by Dr. Billy Taylor. And who else helped to write this? Dr. Billy Taylor and a person named Dick Dallas. And the most popular version of this song, I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free. The most popular version, of course, is the one by Nina Simone. And in particular, I wanted to use this song for today because uh, this day is the anniversary of the murder of Emmett Till, and that was in 1955. And it's also the anniversary of the March on Washington, which was in 1963. So let's see. I think I'm close to getting all the words up there. So everybody, we're all going to be Nina Simone. What do you think, right? I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. Let's see if all of these will go up there. All right. Okay, here we go. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things I should say. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear, for the whole round world to hear. I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart. Remove all the bars that keep us apart. I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you'd see and agree that everyone should be free. I wish I could give all I'm longing to give. I wish I could live all I'm longing to live. I wish I could do all the things that I can do, though I'm long overdue. I'd be starting anew. All right, help me out a little bit. If you want to sway from side to side, if you want to clap your hands, if you want to raise the roof, whatever's going to feel good to you this morning. Well, I wish I could fly like a bird in the sky. How sweet it could be if I found I could fly. I'd soar to the sun and look down at the sea. And then I'd sing 'cause I know, oh yes I'd sing 'cause I know. Then I'd sing 'cause I know how it feels to be free. Yes, love that song. So welcome everyone, welcome to the church in Ocean Park, a wonderful interfaith community, and I'm very proud and thrilled to be a member. And my name is Dr. Kim Harris, and you may be wondering, if you are welcome in the church in Ocean Park. Well, you are certainly welcome. And yes, for those of you that were here, my mom was so happy. She spent the whole week talking about how welcome she feels when she comes to church in Ocean Park. We celebrate diversity and we treat each other and ourselves with respect. And our gatherings, well, we gather to support and educate and challenge ourselves in our relationship with others and with the world. And we embrace creative expression and sing at every opportunity and working for social justice in all parts of our spiritual life together. And yes, we are interfaith. And so you're welcome if you are Jewish, if you're Muslim, if you're Hindu, Buddhist, Christian, Wiccan, atheist, or some combination, or something else altogether. We extend a special invitation to those who are married, those who are single, divorced, gay, transgender, non binary, very, very wealthy, or living paycheck to paycheck, or just living on the edge. We have a special invitation for crying newborns, those who are browsing, those who just woke up, or those who just got out of jail. And we don't care if you are more religious than the Pope or haven't been to a synagogue since your nephew's bar mitzvah. We offer a special invitation to those who don't like organized religion and those who love organized religion. Well, if you're bored, if you're tired of staying home, if you're way tired of Zoom, well, a lot of us are too, but here we are and we get to be together. We offer a special invitation to those who work too hard, don't work enough, have lost their jobs because of the pandemic, or are frontline workers who are still out there. We invite those who are inked or pierced or both, and a special invitation to those who are standing in the need of prayer, or to those who had religion shoved down your throat and are just glad to be with some people that are open and welcoming. Thank you for being here. We invite tourists and seekers and doubters and bleeding hearts and you. Welcome to the church in Ocean Park. Everyone, please do something that I'm sure we're going to get to do lots today, and that is to take a breath. Ooh, so glad that that's a part of what we're doing today. And we're going to chant together a chant from Thich Nhat Hanh's community. I have arrived. I am home in the here and in the now. Ready? Here we go. We'll chant it 3 times. I have arrived. I am home in the here and in the now. I have arrived. I am home in the here and in the now. I have arrived. I am home in the here and in the now. Welcome to the church in Ocean Park.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kim. I'm Janet Gollery McKithen, and I'm the minister here at the church in Ocean Park, and I also welcome you to this amazing, unique congregation. The church in Ocean Park strives to be a horizontal organization. We have a variety of leadership styles and a variety of leaders, and we have times of sharing. This is one of the absolute beautiful things and the unique qualities of the church in Ocean Park. It helps our community to stay alive and to stay vibrant. Since we have different belief systems and different life experiences, though, there might be times that someone says something that you disagree with. As you hear them, remember that even though they are speaking and you are not, your perspective is just as important as theirs is. So if you disagree with someone, remember that the only body that speaks for the entire church is the administrative board, which holds open meetings. If a topic comes up that you'd like to discuss further, put that information in the chat and your email, and we'll contact you to try to set up a meeting during the week. I want to begin our time together with a land acknowledgement. We, the people of the church in Ocean Park, recognize that our building in Santa Monica sits on stolen land. To all our relations, we, the settlers of this land, honor the Kizh, the Tongva, and the Chumash peoples. May we become good guests upon your land. We acknowledge the harms of genocide, enslavement, forced assimilation, gender violence, destruction of sacred sites, and the burial of historic truth about Indigenous suffering at the hands of U.S. colonial settlerism. We apologize for the harm by pledging ourselves to be a part of the culture of repair. Let us join our hearts to the protection of sacred sites and villages, as well as the Indigenous people who live among us still. Let's take a moment in silence. And now I'm excited to welcome our friend this morning, Vivian Ferda. Many of you already know her. She was worked at the Children's Place preschool at the church in Ocean Park for many years, some of the time as a teacher and then other times as the director. And then since then, she's also directed many other preschools. Vivian Ferda has been in the field of early childhood development for 22 years, even though she's only 23 years old. She's been a teacher, a director, a consultant, and is developing now her own program for social emotional learning and has a certificate from Breathe for Change. She's developing her own program for wellness and yoga to take into schools. Vivian lives with her son Harrison and her Cocker Spaniel Mimi in Chatsworth, California. So she'll be speaking to us right after Louise Dobbs, our music director, sings us a song.
Good morning. Thank you, Janet. Yeah, this song is called Thank You for My Life. And it's a great reminder for me to remember to be grateful for all that is good. And there's plenty. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my life. Each precious day is a gift to me, and I can hardly believe the beauty I see. Thank you for my suffering and the wholeness that it brings. Thank you for the trees in spring, for their budding and flowering. Thank you for my frustration, my succumbing to temptation, for my growth and the lack thereof that lets me know I'm made of love. Thank you for my life. Say that with me. Thank you for my life. Each precious day is a gift to me. I can hardly believe the beauty I see. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my life. Each precious day is a gift to me, and I can hardly believe the beauty I see. Thank you for my range of feelings, for the unexpected healings, for my process of growth, for love and hate, I need them both. Thank you for the lessons unending, for the power of surrendering, for boredom and waiting to be free. Thank you for creating this for me. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my life. Each precious day is a gift
Thank you. That was so beautiful, Louise.
Thank you.
It's really very, very nice. So, my name's Vivian Ferda for the ones that don't know me. And I recently was certified in a specialized course for yoga, SEL, wellness, and trauma-informed training. With the goal to, take what I've learned to schools to help teachers and students alike. So I'm going to share the screen here. Okay, can everyone see that? Great. Okay, so today we're going to be breathing for gratitude and breathing for kindness. And so we'll just go straight into it. I'd like to introduce to you a couple of techniques that you can use and you can teach others to use. Simple techniques about breathing and meditation. And the first one is called one breath at a time. Basically, the word breath is an acronym for a 6-step process: break, recognize, experience, appreciate, transform, and heal. So one breath at a time is an accessible meditation that facilitates emotional healing and relaxation through both of our minds and bodies. So while we're doing this, we're giving ourselves the space to experience and process the feelings that come up, while we're also cultivating a sense of gratitude and perspective on our current reality, right? Because a lot of times we are in reactive mode. And so this helps us sort of understand what the truth is from our perspective. So when is one breath at a time good tool to use? Well, it's definitely a wonderful tool to use when you are overwhelmed, when you're stressed, or, if you're just stuck on that reactive pattern. Some of us are really aware that of our reactive pattern and others aren't. So even if, you're not aware of and you're not in tune with how you're feeling, if you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, sometimes this technique is wonderful to realize what's going on and to process that. So we're going to go ahead and move into one breath at a time. I'm going to stop share just for a moment so we can all be together. So now I invite you to take a comfortable seat, however that looks like to you. Make sure that your body is supported. It could be putting a pillow at your sits bones, behind your back, whatever is going to make you feel, really comfortable in this space. So I'd like you to stop and take a break. Place both hands on your heart. And I want you to breathe deep into your heart when you're comfortable. Just take a couple of breaths. And then recognize the sensations throughout your body. Acknowledge whatever is coming up for you. You could be thinking about what bills are due, or you could be thinking about a situation that happened yesterday. or what you're going to make for lunch. Just to acknowledge how your feet are feeling and your stomach and your back and your chest. And experience the emotions that are arising with a sense of acceptance in your heart. So any emotion, if you're anxious, tired, angry, frustrated, take a deep breath into your heart and let it out. Take a deep breath and recall a situation in which you were truly grateful. Connect to that deep state of appreciation and breathe into the gratitude. Allow it to expand throughout your body. I like to breathe in through my nose, from my stomach all the way to my chest. So I feel the breath rise to my chest. And then I exhale. I really like making noise when I exhale. There's something very stress relieving about that. Another deep breath in. From that place of gratitude, ask your heart, what do I need to do in this situation? If you're grappling with a decision, or if you're feeling uneasy, or even if you're feeling very happy and content, ask your heart what you need to do and listen to your intuition. And then our last bit of breathe is heal. So follow your heart. And I encourage you to take action in alignment with what you know is true. Another deep breath in, letting it rise to the chest, and then letting it go. Very good. So if you'd like to share how that made you feel, I'd love to hear feedback. If you want to type in a word or two in the chat box about, how that made you feel, I would love the feedback. And if it wasn't for you, that's okay too. You can also say that. There's no problem with that. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen again. So now we're going to go into our loving kindness meditation. It's also known as a metta meditation. It's used widely. It's been used widely for years. And, the goals are to actively cultivate loving kindness for ourselves, our loved ones, and for everyone on this planet. A lot of times our self-talk can really get us down, and we forget to treat ourselves with loving kindness. So this meditation is a way we can get back to that and change our thought patterns. So we want to cultivate that compassion for ourselves and for everyone else by, using affirmations like, may I be healthy and happy, may you be peaceful, free, and filled with ease, and may all beings be healthy and happy, right? And I know a lot of us struggle with wishing wonderful things on people we're having a really hard time with, or people who have, consistently disappointed us. And this might seem sort of counterintuitive to you, to cultivate compassion for someone you feel has hurt you. But this exercise will help you cultivate that and ultimately help you feel more at ease yourself, right? So it helps us to also recognize the universal connection that we share, humanity between all people. So, we're all interconnected on this earth, and we forget about that. Our society is different now, right? We lead very independent lives. And then also to realize we're operating from a limited perspective, and we know what it's like to suffer, right? We all know what it's like. So this really provides a fertile ground for compassion, empathy, and authentic relationships. So I invite you to take a comfortable seat. Okay, and just close your eyes if you wish. If you don't want to do that, that's okay. You can find a point on the wall. That helps sometimes. And just draw your attention to the natural flow of your breath for a few moments. Your natural breath there. And then, if you're comfortable, bring your hands to your heart and feel into the love and kindness that make up your most compassionate self. Connect with the most important person in your life, which is you. You are the most important person in your life. And on your next exhalation, silently send yourself this loving wish. May I be happy and healthy. May I be peaceful, free, and filled with ease. Now we're going to move on to a loved one. As you deepen your breath, visualize someone you love and hold dear to your heart. Take a moment to connect to this person. And on your next exhalation, silently send this person this loving wish. May you be healthy and happy. May you be peaceful, free, and filled with ease. And next, bring to mind someone that you do not know very well. Take a moment to connect to this person. It could literally be anyone. On your next exhalation, silently send this person this loving wish. May you be healthy and happy. May you be peaceful, free, and filled with ease. And if you're comfortable, bring to mind someone that you may be having a conflict with. It could be a loved one, or it could be someone you argued with on the phone over your cable. Connect to this person. And on the next exhalation, silently send this person this loving wish. May you be healthy and happy. May you be peaceful and free and filled with ease. Now, for all beings, bring to mind every living being on this planet. However, you can visualize that. Let your mind go to creative places. I personally like to pretend that I'm flying around the earth and looking at all the people. Take a moment to connect to all beings. And on your next exhalation, silently send all beings this loving wish. May you be healthy and happy. May you be peaceful, free, and filled with ease. And let's just take 3 breaths together. Starting now, take a deep breath in. Breath out through the mouth. That was my timer. Deep breath in. And let it go through the mouth. And the last one I'd like to hear, or since we're on mute, just let out a big sigh. Deep breath in. Deep sigh out the mouth. Very good. And give your heart a nice rub. Give it some love. And then give yourself love. Hug yourself. All right. And that's it. Thank you for allowing me to practice on everybody.
Well, thank you for practicing on us. I'd like to sing a little chant, so to speak. This is written by Sam Cooke, and I like to think of this song as, sing this to your God or your goddess or your higher power. You'd sing it to your soul. Soothe me, baby, soothe me. Soothe me with your kindness, for you know your powerful loving is soothing to me. Soothe me, baby, soothe me. Soothe me with your kindness, for you know your powerful loving is soothing to me. Soothe me, baby, soothe me. Soothe me with your kindness, for you know your powerful loving is soothing to me. Soothe me, baby, soothe me. Soothe me with your kindness, for you know your powerful loving is soothing to me. Last time now, soothe me, baby, soothe me. Soothe me with your kindness, for you know your powerful loving is soothing to me. For you know your powerful loving is soothing to me.
Thank you, Louise, and thank you so much, Vivian. It was beautiful. Thank you. I know that you've gotten a lot of comments in the chat already, but now's the time for our community sharing. And if you do have something you'd like to share, if you could raise your hand, the Zoom style. If you can't figure out how to do that, just go like this and we'll try to find you. And you can briefly make a comment or ask a brief question for Vivian. So we'll start with the Craig, Claudia, Daria household.
You know, the meditation exercise.
Can you come a little closer, Daria?
Where's
You
the
know what?
mic?
It's in here. It's just there. It's at the.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. The meditation exercise that we did. Um, well, I realized in the last couple months, I've grown to really like meditation, and it's gotten easier for me. And I just think that the exercise we did today was just so soothing and heartwarming. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you, Daria. Jean Gasca?
Hi. I also have had a good experience with meditation in the last few months as opposed to earlier. But the hardest time for me, and I mentioned this in the chat, is when I'm going through something really, really difficult.
Mhm.
When I get quiet, it's like I'm slapped in the face by how much is happening. When I distract myself by working or playing the piano or even going for a walk, I don't allow myself to feel that. So I wanted to ask your advice for what you do if you get quiet and you feel this tiger of rage coming up instead of feeling peaceful.
Right. No, that's definitely understandable. I think as human beings, it's really, really easy to kind of stuff down our feelings and not want to deal with them head on. So I think, and what sort of helps me too, aside from meditation, is writing down what's going on and writing, just getting it all out. And then focusing on one thing at a time and constantly reminding yourself one thing at a time. And another thing I've been practicing is writing I am enough. So I've changed a lot of my passwords online to I am enough with my own personalization, right? Because they always want the different frills to it. And you know what? The more you say that, the more you see it, the more you put it around, the more you believe it. So I think that there's that lack of feeling that we can really take care of whatever comes our way. So I would definitely suggest those two things, write everything down, one thing at a time, and make sure that, you know, you tell yourself you're enough. And, you know, that
And
you're
you
going to
could
get through it.
remind us of the acronym BREATH. It wasn't up on the screen long enough for me to write everything down.
Oh, sure. So breath, for B is break. So basically, if you are in kind of a panic, that would be stop and take a break, right? So find a comfortable seat or go to the ocean, right? Sit in the sand, whatever you can do. And then start breathing deeply. You know, start to notice your breath. And then R is for recognize. And so recognize, you know, what's going on throughout your body. Where are you feeling? You know, a lot of us hold it in our chest, in our stomachs, and all of that stuff. And then E is for experience. So experience it, what's happening. So not just acknowledge, but kind of live in it for a bit, right? And then A is for appreciate. So taking breaths and appreciating things that you are grateful for, right? Because you might be in panic mode, but you know, you're really grateful for your family. You're grateful for the food that you get to eat. You're grateful for the weather. You know, it could be anything. And just visualizing that going through your body. And you know, T is for transform. So you've you have recognized what you're grateful for, and then you want to honestly ask your heart, you know, then what is it that I really, really need, right? What is it that I need right now? And then H is heal. So trusting your intuition, right? if there are so many things happening and you want to focus on one, you know, then that might be your realization. Like, I'm going to put everything else aside, and I'm going to focus on this one thing first. So just trust your intuition.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. That was helpful for all of us. Curly Jim.
Yes, it was. And thanks, Vivian. I feel like this is where I live my life these days, but I feel very blessed to do that and be in that place. Um, and yeah, a lot of it is like a life of gratitude. And one of the places, you're leading us through this took me was gratitude for you.
Oh,
And adventures we've had together. I'm thinking of you too, Rose
yeah,
Bowl. that,
that was so great.
that was something. Yeah. Funny moments in the fancy dress swim. Anyway, um, but you're mentioning the I am enough. We had a church member who I have not seen for quite a while now, but who told me that each night she'd go to bed, she would say, I am enough, I have enough, I've done enough.
Mhm.
And then she'd, just go to bed peacefully. Um, and the other thing I want to say is thanks, Louise, for that song. I haven't sung that in a long time, and it means so much more to me now that it did, the last time I encountered it. So thank you. That's great. Thank you all.
Great. Thank you so much, Early Jim. Are there others? I want to say while maybe just as closing, um, my daughter has really researched children's books,
Mm.
and for my granddaughter, and one of them is about big emotions, and it talks about it being angry and how it's okay. I feel angry, and it's okay. It all ends up with that all the time, and sometimes we, have a tendency, at least I do, to not want to feel those other kind of big feelings. And
Mhm.
so I like the part where you said experience that feeling, because that same thing that Jean was talking about happens to me. If you get too quiet, that's why I don't like to do it because all the stuff comes up that you've been like avoiding. And so it comes up, experience it, and then say with the book of my 2-year-old granddaughter, it's okay. You can be sad right now. It's okay. So I like that. All right, we have Chris Chappell. Chris Chappell.
Yes, thank you, Vivian. And I wanted to lift up the Jain world this week. And Jainism is a meditative tradition more than 2,500 years old in India. And they have a practice of daily self-reflection. And every day at one point or another, perhaps intention setting in the morning and then stock taking at the end, they'll reflect on how did I do today? Was I gentle? Was I truthful? Did I minimize my greed? And this daily ceremony, this daily practice, which is often beautifully supplemented with either on the way to work or on the way back, visiting the temple. And there are denominations within the Jain faith that have this tradition of maintaining in a neighborhood just a beautiful place with images and flowers, and they'll not congregational, not no preaching, but just remembering. And this time of year, at the end of August, sometimes overlapping into the beginning of September, they'll take 7 days and fast, and will not eat anything, not drink anything all day, and do it for as many days as they can. And a handful of people will make it to the full 7. And at the end, everyone says, Machami Dukadam, which means, please forgive me for anything that I've done in the last year that has caused you hurt. And all over the world, this is being observed, and it brings together so much of what we see with the acronym breath, that we can break with our old habits. We have to recognize our old habits. We have to be true to our experience. We have to appreciate our capacity to change, to transform, as well as to heal. And I'll just end with one other small practice that may help Jean. And I led a group of people doing this yesterday, where we just write. And what Vivian said is so great. You know, writing just really, really helps. And then so that you can acknowledge that that was and doesn't have to be forevermore. And also so no one will ever have the chance to read your anger, you just burn it up. And when it goes up into flames, it's a reminder that everything eventually goes away.
Mhm.
And that, you know, as much as we want to hold on to who we are, we think we want to be, that all of that is transient. And we can make space in our lives to do something to make that change. So thank you, Vivian, so much.
Oh, thank you. I love the saying. It's a Nichiren Buddhist saying. I don't know if anyone is familiar with Nichiren Buddhism, but it's winter always turns into spring. So that's always something I tell myself, you know, winter always turns into spring, and that's really calming. And the whole passion of, or why I got into this, is because, you know, being in the education field for so long and seeing, you know, teachers just, I mean, they're fleeing like, and the masses from the field. You know, they're not taking care of. And you know, part of this is helping them take care of themselves, but then also instilling these techniques and showing these techniques to children in their care, so that they can cope better and they can become, you know, lifelong breathers and meditators, and they have a strong toolbox for that. So that's kind of where my passion comes from, feeling like this sort of thing should be introduced and taught from when children are very, very little, because it's social emotional learning, right? So so that's exactly what where that comes from for me. But Chris, thank you so much. I love the way the way you speak about things, really eloquent. This is somewhat new to me, so sometimes I get stuck, you know, on what to say. But you know, I just practicing and breathing, right? Breaking and breathing. So.
Thank you so much, both of you. Thank you, Chris, for sharing that about the Jain faith. I really appreciate that. Louise?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, this is pretty enjoyable, and I love the practice, especially the first one. It was so grounding, and just to know that we have that capacity all the time, and we have, let's see, what is it called? The unsuspected inner resource that we can call on when, you know, when times are hard, or just whenever. But I was thinking a lot about addiction, and as Chris mentioned, habits, which, you know, I have the habit of reaching for food if there's a problem, or television. I always have something I want to see, and I notice I sit there sometimes and I know I'm escaping feelings, and I know it's like, okay, just for a minute, let me distract myself. But the reaching for food is quite destructive and problematic. And I feel like I've turned a corner lately. I don't want to jinx it, but what I'm realizing now, and it's real obvious to most people, is that food is never the answer. You know, I mean, yes, we need to eat, of course, but excess food and compulsive behaviors, which I'm familiar with my own life, it's never really the answer. And so, if I can use tools, you know, there's tons of technologies out there. I won't name them now, but to handle painful emotion, and there's technologies, and there's, you know, I'm in 12-step program, and there's so many tools there that can work for me. So I'm not going to speak for anybody else. So anyway, thank you for bringing it out. I love the chest thing, because that's where, what did Larry Payne called it, your point of bliss is on your chest. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I think the tendency to seek outside ourselves is very real. You know, I too have a problem with food. And, you know, it's an ongoing process for me. But, you know, knowing that everything that we need and have, it really is inside ourselves. So we just need to reach in, and yoga too. Yoga really does make you feel very content. But just as you said, we get used to these behaviors, and when we're in it, we know consciously this is not the route to go, but we just continue to go there. So slowly be kind to yourself. It's not going to happen overnight, you know. Yeah, the heart rub, be kind.
Thank you, Vivian. We're going to end our community sharing time with Reverend Joseph.
Okay, thank you. I was going to ask the same question that Jean Gasca asked about the BREATH. But as I was listening, I don't know, I'm over 70 now, and it may be too late to ask about this. But since I was in school days, before the teacher asks a question and I know the answer, before I raise my hand or before I say the answer, I get into a very high state of, my pressure goes up, my heart rate goes up, my pulse rate goes up. But when I'm answering the question, I am fine. Everything is all right. It happens every time I preach. Before I do the sermon, I've been preaching all these years upon years, but before I do the sermon, the pressure goes up. I know the pressure goes up. The pulse rate goes up. And as I start the sermon, everything is calm. And I go through the sermon. And thirdly, and lastly, some people call this white coat syndrome. Every time I go to a doctor's office, every time, my heart rate goes up, my pressure goes up. And it happened when I was applying to go into chaplaincy at UCLA Medical Center. They almost didn't approve me for the position, because in the doctor's office, my pressure went up and my heart rate went up. And the doctor said he never saw this happen so fast before, and this and that. And the more they got excited, the more they stressed me out. And it happened again when I was having medicals 2 weeks ago for my chaplaincy position at Kaiser Permanente now, part-time chaplaincy. The same thing happened. The same thing happened. And I keep telling them every time, this is normal. This is what I am. This since I know myself, this is what is happening. But I got through this one 2 weeks ago too. But it comes close. It comes so close to not getting through. So I was wondering if there is any breathing exercise or something that I
Sure.
could do. I think what Holy Jim mentioned just now might be helpful to me. I am enough. I have enough. I have done enough. I think that seems very calming to me. I think that may work, but I don't know if there's any breathing exercise or something that I
Sure.
could do, because if I don't get into that height, I don't perform well. If I don't get into that height, my sermons are not good. I mean, I don't perform as I should. So that is part of me. So I don't know
Right.
what
I
else to
think
ask about it.
I think that what you're describing is very common for a lot of people, right? When you're in school and you're anxious to say the right, thing, right? The doctor's office. I mean, I can't stand it. I mean, I get crazy because they weigh me every time. It bothers me. And of course, public speaking can be really, really scary. And this is a great time to sort of implement one breath at a time, this meditation technique, right? So breaking and acknowledging what you're feeling and kind of taking an inventory of your body, a scan of your body. Where is this feeling? And there are different techniques for breathing. For an energizing breath, well, you're probably not looking too much for an energizing breath, but one breath that really helps me calm down as well is you put 2 fingers, you put your middle finger and your pointer finger on your forehead, and then you put your thumb on your one nostril, and you breathe in through the nostril that's open. And then you put your ring finger on that nostril and you exhale on the other side. Then you inhale again. Exhale. Other nostril. Inhale. Exhale. I know that looks really funny, but that breath really, really helps me. Another one is breathing deeply in. And then there's no effort here, but you're just going to go. Until it comes out. You want to be careful with that one, though. If you have experienced trauma recently, I wouldn't go with that one. Or for young kids, that's not for anyone, but those are some. But the ones that I also explained, just breathing from your belly up into your chest, and then letting it go. And just belly breathing. Breathe through your belly. A lot of us, when people say take a deep breath, we pull our bellies in, but that's not correct. Actually, we're supposed to be expanding our bellies when we are inhaling. So those are things to look out for. But I do agree, affirmations prior are really, something really good. And also giving yourself time before these events. Like before you go to the doctor, sit outside there and practice this. Before you speak publicly, practice it.
Yes, I think that would help. Yes, I think that would really help. I like the one with the nose.
Yeah.
I think that I was trying it just now and it is really helpful.
Yes,
but the other thing is when you go to the doctor now, the first thing, let me take your pressure. They don't let me sit down and talk and so on and relax.
Right.
Before. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
well, thank you. I think we're going to go to one last one, Dean Gaska. Make it brief.
It'll be really brief. I just wanted to say I've been doing Qigong for a couple of years now with a really good teacher. And there are several things with breathing, but also with the arms. So I just wanted to show you really quickly. So there's one where you put your hands together. You can't really see it. Down at below your belly, there's an energy center called the Dantian, and you raise your arms, close your eyes, and then turn your hands down and go down again. So you go up to the heart center and you go down. So in Eastern medicine, there is an energy field in the acupuncture meridians right inside the body, but there's also an energy field around the body. And so what you're doing is you're massaging the outer energy field. And I find this to be really, really restful. So just breathing, somehow my mind can race, but adding the hands is really lovely. There's one other thing in Eastern medicine, which is that we are conduits between the earth and heaven. And so if you put your hands, if you put your hands out with your palms up, and I'm sorry, start with your palms down and close your eyes, bring energy from the earth and feel tingling in your palms, and then turn your hands up and get energy from the universe and down again. So it's almost like you're a little bird, you know, flapping your wings. You can go all the way down, bring energy from the earth, hands facing down, and then up and get energy from the universe. And so that also kind of gives you the feeling of I'm part of something bigger than myself, and right. I don't have to just worry about myself. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you for all these hints. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Vivian. We're going to move on. We can do this all day. And if you've noticed the chat, we're very, very much appreciative of this morning. All of us are. Dr. Kim?
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. And yes, for all the students in this room, I'm looking at you, Daria. Make sure these are good things to do before you have to write a big paper or take a test. just saying. All right, so here is a brief song. Some of you may know this. This is a hymn that has been around for a long time. It's called Breathe on Me, Breath of God. And you'll see in the lyrics that, let's see. Now I thought I'll put another set in there, because what I was thinking of, you also may want to, if you would like to, if you don't want to say breathe on me, breath of God, say breathe on me, breath of love. Okay, so breathe on me, breath of God. Fill me with life anew, that I may love the way you love and do what you would do. Okay, breathe on me, breath of love. Breathe on me, breath of love. Fill me with life. Fill me with life anew, that I may love the way you love and do what you would do. Breathe on me, breath of God, until my heart is pure, until my will is one with yours, to do and to endure. Breathe on me, breath of love. Breathe on me, breath of love, so I shall never die, so I shall never die, but live with you the perfect life for all eternity. But live with you abundant life. Let's try that. But live with you abundant life for all eternity. Now think of what word you would want to put in there. A perfect life, a loving life, abundant life, a kind life. There are many ways that you can add this to the song. Breathe on me, breath of love, so I shall never die, but live with you. But live with you a grateful life for all eternity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kim. Perfect song for today. Okay, let's breathe again. You know, just can't do it too much. Thanks, Vivian. We're going to have announcements now. So I'm going to share my screen. When is the church in Ocean Park going to open its doors? Well, you can see there we've raised over $125,000 and we need a lot more. Tonight at 5, there's going to be a presentation by Santa Monica Conservancy. Do you want to mention about this, Janet?
Yeah, the Conservancy has been partnering with us for our fundraising campaign, even loaning us a pro bono consultant. Tonight, the program they're putting on is called Mosaic, and they've been featuring many different communities in Santa Monica. Tonight, they're featuring us. So they start with their history. Nina Fresco has put together a very long one, but she's just giving a brief part of it. What happened in the 70s mostly. So you will be very interested with pictures. So that part will be very interesting, especially to folks who haven't been around as very, very long. So there's Nina. And then I will be giving a presentation about some of the programs we have now. And then Roger Gahn, who is a transgender activist and also one of the leaders of the queer prom for a couple of years, will be speaking about the queer prom. And then Julie Ginsburg, who was one of the Rockstar Kids leaders, which is the Kids with Special Needs program, which has not been able to meet in the sanctuary since COVID. We'll speak about that. And then I'll be able to give a little pitch for raising money. It is a webinar, so you'll be able to join and then ask questions in the chat.
If you want to get these announcements in your inbox every Wednesday, please let me know in the chat. Drop-in Circle of Connection, Monday night, 7 to 8, led by Chaplain Joseph. That's still going on.
Yes, Louise. So last Monday, we decided to do meditation or meditation techniques tomorrow, not knowing that we would have this today at worship. So what we did today would be very helpful to us tomorrow.
Yeah, I can see that. That sounds good. Tuesdays at 2 is a continuing program we have here. Every Tuesday at 2, we have a program that Jean curates and leads. So this Tuesday, we're having a sing-along. Bob Gord will facilitate, and anybody can come and sing a song or just listen. And Committee of Racial Justice has a YouTube channel. Let's see, CRJ Book Group, Saturday, September 17th, 10 to 12. They're reading Witnessing Whiteness by Shelley Touchluck. And I believe she might even be visiting the group. I don't think that day, but someday she's going to be visiting and to talk. Right, Bob?
That's right. I'm just waiting for her to confirm, but it looks as if that should happen, maybe, probably in October.
Very
So
good.
visit with us.
Yeah, that'd be great. There's things to take action in these announcements. Wednesday, you can get this in your inbox. Oh boy, Labor Day Sunday is next week. We'll have the Magpies, which is a really fabulous group that Kim is very closely associated with, and we're so lucky to have them. This program today's service will be on YouTube. Church in Ocean Park has a YouTube channel. In a few days, once it gets posted, donations are always welcome and needed, so many ways to give, and most of you here already know about that. So, thanks for listening to that. And now is a time for another song and a reflection and a meditation and perhaps a moment of healing and reflection. And it's also a time to post your joys and concerns in the chat. So please start posting your joys and concerns. And if you can, put a J or a C so we know it's not just a random comment. Ain't you got it right? Ain't you got it right? Ain't you got it right? To the tree of life. You come from a distance. You come from a distance. But ain't you got it right? To the tree of life. I know the road was rocky. I know the road was rocky. But ain't you got it right? To the tree of life. Tell all the people and tell all the children. Ain't you got it right? To the tree of life. Yes, I got it right. Yes, I got it right. Yes, I got it right. To the tree of life. Now this song was written by Guy Carawan. He wrote it during the 60s, during the civil rights movement. And that's where it comes from. Ain't you got it right? Ain't you got it right? Ain't you got it right? To the tree of life. Ain't you got it right? Ain't you got it right? Ain't you got it right? right. Nature got a right to the tree of life.
Thank you so much, Louise, especially as we're remembering the March on Washington, and I think some people on the Zoom call were there. And connected with people who were there. And of course, Reverend Janet, you said you and your mother got to go to the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington. So yes, please continue to put joys, concerns, birthdays, anniversaries, life cycle events in. So a joy. This is from Claudia, who is glad that Daria is starting her new graduate assistantship soon, and also glad that Kyle has access to the student loan forgiveness program. This one is from Daria, who is feeling joyful because she has officially begun her certification in nonviolent communication. Huh? Absolutely. And a joy from Kevin, who is able to return to his beloved job after a stint with COVID. And I see a comment, yes, Jean wanting to know. So if someone can let Jean know about the Enduring Spirit presentation being recorded.
Yeah, it'll be recorded.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Reverend Janet. That would definitely be a joy for so many of us that can't be there. And a joy from Craig that home care for Claudia is a big help and allowed Craig to make a trip to Michigan to see his 93-year-old aunt and 2 cousins. So I have a concern here for my friend Kathy O, who is dealing with constant pain. So they put a pain pump in, and they're going to test it out this week, and just really hoping that it helps, because yes, he is in constant pain. And also a concern for me for our families, that we can learn how to breathe gently together, and maybe even do some of these ways of being together, so that we can be more peaceful and more mindful with each other. And a concern from Jean Gasca, lifting up her friend Dee Dee, who is experiencing ongoing painful sciatica symptoms. And from Emery Howe, yes, a joy that his daughter arrives this afternoon, and so he's feeling joyful indeed. And a joy from Reverend Janet, says her granddaughter is full of love and so grateful for her and her parents. Is that her name is Sophia, right? Reverend Janet?
It's Sophie. It's Sophie.
Okay. So for
Sophie Ann.
Sophie Ann, love it. And a joy from Reverend Janet. Grateful for Vivian being back with us. Yes, indeed. Welcome back home, Vivian. Welcome back home. And from Emery Howe, a joy. Yes, another one from Vivian, saying, Vivian, I've known you for a while now, and you have a calming effect on him. Truly gentle, and I love you. That's very joyful. Thank you. From Hurley Jim, a joy for the role that music plays in our lives, healing ourselves, our communities, and the world. From Vivian, sending love to all of us beautiful beings, and grateful. And yes, Reverend Janet, a joy, best day ever, 50th anniversary of the March on Washington, and went with her mother. And Reverend Janet, you said you were able to sit right up close
mother was in a wheelchair at the time, so we were able to be in the place for disabilities, and that was on the stage, near the stage. So we were right real close. And we were sitting down in a chair eating our picnic while everybody else was behind in standing up, wall to wall.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you. So, Bob, yes, I see your hand is up.
Thank you, Dr. Kim. I'm having technical difficulties with my chat, but I wanted to express a concern for my good friend Tandy, who is also a friend of some of you as well. He was in a car accident, was in the hospital for several days, came out, but then had to go back because he developed an infection in his knee, and that required 2 surgeries. And I think his next step is to go into a rehab center for a while, and I'm just lifting him up. I think he will be okay, but it's been a very tough road for him.
So, yes, so definitely sending healing energy for Tandy and for the people that love him. Thanks for letting us know. Wasn't he here with us just a little while back?
He was, and he's a friend of the church. He even contributed to the ceiling fund.
Awesome. So thanks for letting us know, Bob.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, so thank you very much, Dr. Kim, and everybody. So the closing song is The Power of Kindness by a group called Mom Muse, and we're going to sing that now. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love, power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Oh, I believe in the power of love. We don't know what's coming, but we can help shape what's ahead. With kindness as our currency, the commonwealth is in our hands. So give a little, oh, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Oh, I believe in the power of love, power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Oh, I believe in the power of love. Now listen up now, people, but keep your ear to the ground. We are the river flowing, generosity abounds. So give a little, oh, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Oh, I believe in the power of love, power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Oh, I believe in the power of love. The honeybee serves sweetness only to help the world bloom. Bringing love to the flower, from the flower to the fruit, we could learn a thing or two. So give a little, oh, give a lot, don't stop. Helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Last time now. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Oh, I believe in the power of love, the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Oh, I believe in the power of love. Oh, I believe in the power one more time now. Oh, I believe in the power of love.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, as we grab hands this time, let's put our hands out and put our palms down and put it down to the ground. The energy from the earth. And then lift our hands up. Get the energy from the universe, and then back down to where we hold hands with one another and leave holes for people that are not here, that we walk over and don't recognize. And we say together, unmute. First of all, we say to you, unmute. And then we say together, carry on. 1, 2, 3. Carry on. Hey.
Wonderful day, Vivian.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Vivian.
Yeah,
That's
thanks,
great.
Vivian. Oh man, that did me good.